Wow.
Okay. So, as for today's class, we are discussing about the marketing dashboard discussion questions, and our group selected Tesla as the organization of interest. Tesla is primarily offering electric vehicles with a focus of sustainability and innovation. And as for the first question, it is asking to discuss about the product and the service based on the knowledge within the group. So we all did our little researches. We're gonna add the resources later after we finalize the discussion. So as for Tesla, it's a leader electric of the vehicles. Like it offers models and it's mostly about performance and sustainability. That's what makes the difference among all the companies. And also, it provides like energy solutions, solar panels, and batteries, and so on, the power walls. Um, Also, what I did find is that this advancements is driving technology in a different level, and Tesla is becoming the primary source of this. So, any additions to the question? Any other findings?
Sure. Yeah, thank you. That was very helpful, Dilara. And really, uh, to stress the point that you made, Tesla doesn't only sell electric vehicles; they also sell things like chargers, like
Mhm.
battery. But they are most known
Yeah.
for EVs, and they have different models, and we'll get to that as part of answering the second question.
Mhm.
Poonam, do you want to add anything to that?
Yes, and it also have like energy products, like different types of like Tesla Powerball, Powerwall, Tesla Power Pack, and all. I think we will cover that those on next question too.
Yes. And the next question is mostly about the how would this organization benefit from a marketing dashboard approach? So let's do the reverse.
Is that a second question or
Yeah, that's the second question. Yeah.
oh, okay?
There is
Or
one.
am I missing anything?
Another one like the
You can discuss the product or service-based knowledge within the group
Yeah, we
alone.
already, I think we sort of did that.
Oh,
oh
so
The first two is kind of similar. It's basically just to
I
explain what the company is about and, like the basic information about that. But yeah, it's technically the third question, but
yeah I thought we have to go more depth on the those like
oh, okay, sure, sure. If you want to add more, sure.
I did just little research since I don't have anybody like who have a
And
test.
plus, it's, more like we actually did the whole discussion on your paper, so you probably have more to say.
Yeah. So okay. So see, I don't have anybody who have a Tesla in my family, but for this specific this project, I have to do little research. So
Mm-hmm.
then I knew like I got some knowledge on the Tesla electric vehicles. Like their models, they're like truck, SUV, or like so. They have few models on it, like Model S, which is sedan. Like which typically known for its performance, range, and advanced technology. Model 3, Tesla Model 3 is more affordable electric sedan that has become more best selling globally. And there is Model X, which is an SUV, which has Falcon Wings doors, offering spacious and advanced safety features. And also Model Y, which is the specific topic that I did on my paper. So
Mm-hmm.
compact SUV that combines with the features of the same as Model 3 with more cargo space. And there is other Tesla Roadster, and also the nowadays it's very famous like Tesla Cybertruck we can see everywhere. So
That's
those are the models of Tesla, and then there are some like energy products and for the Tesla, which I already talked about, like Tesla Powerwall, Power Pack, which is kind of new for me. Like I've never heard it. I have to do on it. And then Tesla Mega Pack. There is a solar product from the Tesla company too, which is solar panel. Like is a photovoltaic panels that can be installed on homes and business to generate renewable energy. And also the solar roof too, which is like kind of the roof that we have in our house, but that replace the traditional roofing
Mhm.
cells while generating electricity. So I think it's a kind of new thing.
Yeah, of course, and it's very beneficial in a way.
Yeah, and also the Tesla, it has a different software. I mean, their own software and services for their customer, which includes like autopiloting systems. And Tesla, they have their own mobile app from where you can control your backups and all things and like settings and everything. And then supercharger networks, like from where the Tesla can get a charging. Now I heard the recent vehicles, it can go up to 336 or something miles after having those supercharger.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's really something that sets them apart from other electric companies is really they are kind of pioneers in that field in America, and they have the biggest network.
Yeah, especially the network helps a lot about branding and selling, and also the way that they structure the cars are very nice. So it's not like you're in a very like compound car. It's also like it looks nice. It's aesthetic as well. So a lot of people go for that.
Yeah, and it has the kind of like the transparent roof where you could kind of see outside a little bit.
Exactly.
Makes the space feel a little bit bigger, and this claustrophobic, which is always a plus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
Mm.
So shall we move on to the third question?
Let's do it.
Yep.
Okay, so the third question is, how would this organization benefit from a marketing dashboard approach?
So there's a lot of benefit for sure. I mean, the main points really for a dashboard approach are first monitoring things in real time. So being able,
Exactly. Real-time data metrics is the most important.
Mhm.
yeah, including the performance of their campaign, of the marketing campaign as well, in addition to the insights of the
Yeah. So pretty much it's sales, customer service,
Mhm.
the performance of the campaign, as you said. So those are like the primary key factors that they can rely their marketing success on.
Yeah. And also really just being able to make decisions, informed decisions. And so after all this automated data is collected and analyzed, that will allow Tesla to streamline their decision making basically, and then they will be able to reduce the time that they need to spend on gathering this data manually.
Yeah, that's true. And like you said, like it will actually allow them to have a better feedback on how they're doing with the sales and everything. And they can base their strategies on from the feedbacks that they're receiving. So it will be for their benefit to have a real based tracking system like that.
Yeah, and also it will helps to work in the collaboration with the team members, like on the marketing, sales, and development thing. So they can have the same goals and metrics.
Yeah, that's a good addition. Okay, so fourth question. Using both your experience and unique perspective, discuss the elements you would recommend adding to this organization's dashboard. So we basically discussed a little bit of the dashboard and how it will benefit the company, but now it's sort of asking what we would add to this besides the real time, calculations and feedbacks and so on and so forth. Do you guys have any additions to it?
I think they have to, what do you call, measures or keep record of their inventory through, like, for all each of their models, so that they can figure it out, like if they have to reveal or have those same models, or like just to get a feedback from the
Mhm.
customers and work on it for their products.
So for customers, I would just add something more to it as to the social media content.
Mm-hmm.
Because nowadays, everyone is on social media, so they could also use that as a power source to figure out how the customer perspectives are on with the company. Like they can maybe make like little voting systems, and they can make like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
discussion, not like a discussion question, but you know what I mean, right? Like with the social media, you can always like ask a question, people will answer, you can post something, you will kind of like see the likes and dislikes about the content and all that, so they can also base those information for their feedbacks and benefits, and they can kind of like put a strategy after on.
Yep. And just like a survey, like who already
Yeah,
have.
like a survey, more like a survey, yes.
Yeah, and they can take it one step further even and kind of do this on a geographic and regional level as well, so they can kind of understand more, how their sales and engagement is in different places geographically, and that could kind of like help them decide.
Of course, that's another good idea, yeah, to put things in geographical order. That could also give them like a bigger picture of how they're doing in that sense. That's true. Anything to add?
Yeah, and I think they need to like train their, like employee for like new metrics. I mean, like new dashboard, or like every time they get the feedback from the like customers. So like every time they have a new update or have a new models, so they have to like what they could provide training to the employees or the team members, so that it will be easier to like address the consumers like feedback, or something.
And once they start doing all these, like that's actually what makes Tesla today. And it makes the difference among all the other companies because they've been doing a great job about it. Their marketing strategies are pretty strong, and they are actually like pretty much number one in electric cars and like those kind of stuff. So I think they're doing something right about that makes the difference among all the other companies. So our last question of this discussion is, how could this organization avoid some of the pitfalls potentially associated with marketing dashboards? So now we have to focus on the pitfalls. I mean, the potential pitfalls.
Yeah, definitely. It's very important to discuss when we're talking about
Yeah.
because it's not all pros. There's definitely some cons, and I mean, some of the main ones include data overload, basically. So when there's too much information, that could overwhelm the users and kind of hide insights that are very important, just because there's too much information for the important things to actually matter or be seen.
That's really true. And also coming with that, since they're like, if you put a lot of different sources for data collection, that also creates another issue. So like you said, if there's like a lot of data coming in, and if it's coming from like all different sources, then it could also kind of give you like the wrong idea or the wrong number. So they also have to figure out like a way to avoid that to happen. It has to be more like categorized in a way that it shouldn't be too broad. It should be more narrow.
Yeah, definitely context, I think, is kind of the key word
Yeah,
here.
context, exactly.
It should be user friendly too, so that they don't have any issues with that. So you are
Absolutely. And also data, not only can it be, too much, it can also be inaccurate, right? For whatever
Mhm.
reason.
Of course, it can be inaccurate too.
So yeah, they definitely need to also be able to filter kind of this data and only use the data that is helpful and kind of throw out all the noise.
That's true.
And they are supposed to reviewing it regularly, so that.
Yeah, they have to update their like if they're doing a feedback source, they have to keep updating it to get the best results out of it. So it's important that they update their data on that sense. All right. So that was the last question, actually.
Yeah, I guess
But anything you guys want to add on to this in general, like any other information that you found or think that it's important to share? Pretty much like we covered how like it will affect the company, like the marketing strategies and all that, like what with pros and cons, and we gave a little feedback, not the feedback, I'm sorry, like little explanation of the company itself, like just to explain how, what Tesla is, which everyone knows, but just to give like another idea. So So anything you guys want to add?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I agree with you. I think when people think of Tesla, a lot of them just kind of straight jump to, Model 3 or Cybertruck, kind of their newest release, but there's definitely, a lot more that they offer.
Yeah. More of the sustainability part, especially. That they're thinking of a bigger picture just than the cars. It's more like an environmental thing that they're doing. And probably that's why a lot of people are nowadays, since everyone is aware of the consequences of the pollution and all that. So a lot of people are taking action in that sense.
And also, like, we heard lots of news related to like accident being prevented from Tesla, software.
Because of the robotic like engineering that it has.
So people are scared about like vehicles. Yep. Anything else you guys want to add? I think we cover all the questions, and
Yeah.
all the questions has a similar answer.
Yeah.
So we just repeating the same thing.
Yeah.
Well,
So I guess